ungovernables out there. And this is because I only work with the best. And the primary determination is, are they ride or die for their customers? Are they there for them when it's hard, not just when it's easy? And so this is one of the ways that you keep moving forward, even if you drop a product and it doesn't go as well as expected, because sooner or later, that's going to happen. Only a fool thinks that every product that they create and ship will meet with success. What we do is we discipline our disappointments. And so we do the things that make the most sense for us to enrich ourselves, regardless of the outcome of that particular day. Because sometimes you don't pack an umbrella and it rains. That doesn't mean you don't go outside again. So next time you might remember to bring an umbrella in there as well. All right, cool. I'm getting updates from the team as well. I appreciate that. I'm going to hit a couple more questions while we're doing here, rapid fire. And then there's a couple things that I want you to consider, regardless of whether the fast action bonuses stay up or not. I do have some insights from my $250 million, that's with a B, $250 million worth of product sales, because I was slanging that digital product back in 2007 when it was a miracle that you could even get one online and you can sell it via PayPal. That's what I use. And I use social media 1.0 because 2.0 didn't even exist, AKA a forum. So I'm going to give you some insights regardless. Somebody says, why don't you do all the hard work for me? I don't know if this is a troll question or not, but I'll answer it because it's an interesting question. That's like me asking you if I can outsource my push-ups to you. Or that's like asking you to eat the healthy food and hoping that I get the result. What we do is we remove all the unnecessary noise and friction that could slow you down on the way of your success. But here's the truth. Let me just give it to you plain and simple on a bumper sticker. Here's what it is. You would be far more successful if you just unburden the unnecessary weight that you carry. So what slows you down to success right now isn't the things that you want to have that you don't have yet. It's the things that you carry around unnecessarily. And so a lot of you carry around complexity because you don't have a tool like Synthesize. A lot of you carry around doubt and concern because you don't surround yourself with the right mentors on the inside and with the right peer group on the inside that you get. You also get access to WAP, and you also get access to additional resources. And so what we want to do is we want to unburden ourselves of the friction that prevents the success, and then as a result, success automatically occurs. So you still have to do the necessary. But when we remove the unnecessary, there's so few necessary steps left. And then when we make the necessary as simple and smooth and eloquent as possible, that's when seemingly ordinary people get extraordinary results. And Armando was a great example about that. I might bring him back on later. I don't know. I got 3 other guests that I have on the line here that I would also like to bring on, because here's the interesting thing about this. If it only fits one prototype, or it only fits one setting, or it only fits one demographic, then you might conclude that if I am not like that person, then I can't get results similar to that person. This is a democratized process that knows no man, woman, no age, no color, no race, no boundary, physical, no geographic location, no experience limitation, none of that stuff. So I want to give you some of that love so you can see it from multiple different success angles. So you can see it's less the person, it's more the process. And when it's demystified to you, because right now it seems like it's some unique foreign language, when it becomes plain and simple, then you will do what needs to be done, and you will go to Join Iman and sign up if it makes sense to you. Why can't Monetize be open for longer? That is a fantastic question. Let me answer that question for you really quickly. Here's the deal, and this is interesting because a lot of marketers out there, they spend more time on marketing than they spend on fulfillment. Tell me if you've experienced this before. They will spend 10 times as much selling you stuff than they do fulfilling on the things that they just sold you. So we do the opposite program. Think about it like a bus that pulls into the station. We bring the bus into the station so everybody who wants to get on board and go to destination ungovernable can. But if that bus never leaves the station, then everybody just sits on it. It becomes full and it never moves. And so we have the bus in the station right now. We are taking on people onto the bus. We are driving into the ungovernable land, the land of the ungovernable. But at some point in time, we have to leave and take that journey together. And so we make Monetize open for a limited amount of time. So then we can go to war and support and help the people who sign up for Monetize 3.0 for an unlimited number of times if necessary, with continual support and fulfillment with the guarantee. All the details are on joininmon.com. The offer will be available tomorrow. There is a short window beyond today. Full details on the URL, by the way, when this does expire. However, the fast action bonus will definitely be gone by then. It may be gone sooner, although I'm kind of stalling a little bit by now, trying to lengthen this out so I can buy as much time as I possibly can. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and then I do want to bring on an extra guest, mainly because, I mean, we're sitting here we're all over the world, right? So we want to make sure that we get to it. So I'm going to bring on Ramsey here very shortly. So Tristan, I'm going to answer one more question. Then we can queue up Ramsey. Awesome. Cool. We're going to bring him on as well. Let me capture a question. Here's the thing. A lot of questions about WAP, and I do want to circle back and answer some more of those questions. I was watching a YouTube video, actually a couple of them today. Iman came downstairs and he saw me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'll go, I'm studying up on WAP because I want to make sure I totally understand this, because a lot of you are making WAP to be something that it's not. You're very confused and you think it's difficult. Now, Armando showed you earlier how unbelievably easy it was for him with no previous experience to use WAP. And pretty much anybody can use WAP. And if you find out you're in a country, one of the very few countries out in the world that doesn't support that, you have two options. Of course, we will refund your purchase back if this doesn't work for you, because we only want you in if you can win, and we can support you on the winning. But the second thing to consider about that is, hey, if WAP is not your jam, not everybody likes strawberry ice cream or chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream. Somebody likes some weird flavors here and there. We obviously want you to use WAP. You will obviously, in my opinion, get the best results with WAP, but you should get your digital product up in a way that people can pay you for it. So if you are in a position where you can plug it into a system already, you can push it out there, that is the most important thing, at least short term, that you can get your product online. That is priority number one. Put it in a place where people can purchase it. And to that note, actually, we got Iman coming back in here as well. I'm seeing the notes up there. I've been kind of ignoring them. Like I've been a little devil here right now.
Okay. All right. Here's the update. Unfortunately, for my wallet, I am gonna have to pay my team some very expensive bonuses this month. Even though they get paid very, very handsomely. Of course, I'm the one who's doing the 4-week fast track, but my team supported me all the while through. So, like, if we're gonna let some extra people in, I want to make sure that the quality is maintained. So, I was just speaking with Max, our COO, as to, like, how we can rejig company resources. How obviously some people will be working even more around the clock, because my team they they work 24/7. So we're gonna have to find a 25th hour of the day, including myself. So one of the big reasons why I kind of felt bad, I've been speaking with Max, I'm seeing, and you guys can drop in here if you're still having payment issues. I'm seeing so many payment issues. So yeah, anyways, all of that to say, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Obviously, Jason and I have known each other for a very long time. One of the things I respect about you so much is you're very sincere, and I think a lot of that comes from having kids and having a family, and like you would never give advice to people that you wouldn't give to your kids. So I trust you.
Thank you.
I will leave it up to Jason's discretion as to when to close the offer, or sorry, close the fast action bonuses for today. Payment issues. Yeah, I'm just saying a lot.
That's the biggest reason, right? Like, we want to keep it open for that.
I would feel very bad because, as I said, we're still trying to go through the log, and we're still trying to make a note of it, but it's hard. So, as I said, either we try to spend like the next 7 days trying to analyze and reach out to every person, and be like, okay, you get it, or we're just going to give you a little bit more time. Not much time, because
Yep.
Please tell me you're gonna end it off soon enough.
Time is relative, but I will feel like a short amount of time, hopefully. Yeah.
Anyways, all of that to say, congratulations to everyone who still has the opportunity. I am going to go speak to the team as to how to handle it. And I'm also actually, if you guys are in VIPs, once again, VIPs, just drop a VIP up.
Drop that VIP.
I love my VIPs.
God. Dude, the VIP session today. Oh my God, man.
No,
it inspired.
That was insane.
Yeah.
So anyways, all that to say, I'm also going to go check in on the VIP chat for all the people who've joined. I'm also going to go inside the Monetize chat for Monetize 3.0. And I'm actually just going to start welcoming a bunch of people. So
You're the man.
yeah.
No, you are. Thank you so much, Iman. God, I love that. He really does. He really does it. Like, again, I hang out with all the big names. I've been to all the big mansions, rubbed elbows with all the famous people. And, I live near Hollywood, right? So it's like there's real and then there's real. And Iman is the real deal for sure. This is why I'm so excited to be part of it and be here. Because, yeah, I've flown all the way around the world as well. I'm going to be here for quite a while. We're going to bring on our first guest. And then I just want to tee up some of the questions that I'll be answering afterwards. And team, we know that there's payment issues, so don't put any more of those in my question box for now. But I just want to say, what's the difference? Okay, we're going to talk about creative financing and if that does or doesn't make sense. Because you can sign up direct, you can finance this, and then there's creative financing, which I'll talk about, but I will caveat that 172 different ways. There is what's the most challenging moments that we faced in our business. It's a good question. I will answer that as well. Struggles and failures that I've went through and that Iman has went through. We can address this as well. Can you do the same thing without Monetize? I will answer that question and I will say, yes, you can. We'll actually go into that. Can I join in a few months? We'll answer that question. That's a good one. And then all these other ones that are related to the checkout process. I see you. We're working through it. I appreciate your patience. And I do have a couple stories that I think will be very useful to you and will help you in your business, regardless of whether you say yes or not and go to joiniman.com. But before we get to all of that fun times, can we bring Ramsey in here? So Ramsey Tafreshi, I believe. Are you there, sir? Can you hear me?
How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to finally put a face to the voice because we talked earlier today for the first time, correct?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and so we chatted briefly earlier. Now we're here live. This is the first time that I'm meeting you in person, Ramsey. And we brought you in here because you are a good example of somebody. You were here last time, and you were in the position most people are in watching this right now. And then you decided to join Monetize 2.0. Is that fair?
100%.
Okay, good. And tell us a little bit of what happened after you joined, like the results that you got and how was the experience?
The experience was fantastic. Iman and his whole team, like I can't even explain it with words how much love behind Iman, Storm, Andres, Samantha, Rebecca, Louise, and I can go on for days. It's just the amount of love that I received, the amount of care that I received is absolutely fantastic. Everything that came with the program was just music to my ears. It was literally like exactly what I needed. I don't know what else to say, to be honest with you. Like from the bottom of my heart, like thank you guys.
Ramsey, I appreciate that so much. And it wasn't just all good vibes and warm hugs, right? Like you made some money too. You were top 30 in the Monetize Mania Challenge, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you mind sharing numbers?
Sure. No problem at all. I made $23,000 in cash collected in 90 days and a decent amount in revenue. That's for sure.
Damn. So when you're talking 23,000, just so everybody knows, cash collected means that's money in the bank, money in the hand. That's not future projections. That's not top line revenue. That's the net of the net of the net. Is that right?
That is correct.
Oh, fantastic. Now, how did you create your digital product?
Synthesize AI.
So it's not hype, right?
No, it's not hype. It's literally a couple clicks of a button. Like it's no joke. Exactly what I was presented was what I received. And go ahead.
Did you ever create digital products before Monetize?
No, never.
So your first digital product created with Synthesize, cash collected in 90 days, $23,000.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just cash collected, not revenue.
Yeah, that's incredible. And again, it's good that everybody hears that, because I know Iman is a big fan of like, hey, people talk about these numbers, but it ain't, it ain't the big number. It's the number you keep. What other resources, if any, that you found were very useful when you joined Monetize?
The coaching, all the programs inside, all the little bonuses that are not mentioned that comes on the inside as well. Just everything. It was just overwhelming, the amount of things that were offered in order to help. There was absolutely every resource necessary to succeed. And the way that I looked at it was like, as long as I follow direction and do what was told, that I would make money. And for that reason, now I'm able to work from home. I have a new daughter. I see her first steps,
Nice.
stepping out of my office, spend time with my wife, and I'm literally forever grateful, honestly.
I feel that, Ramsey. So thank you so much for sharing that. What does the future look like for you with digital products and with Monetize?
The vision's too big. It's let's just call it the yellow brick road that never ends.
I love it. I love it,
Yeah.
man. Any advice for anybody listening right now, if they're thinking about joining, like what would you say to them that would be helpful for them to make a decision?
Don't even worry about it. Just do it. Honestly, like I was in the same position as you guys. I was wondering if I should do it or not, and I just trusted Iman. You could tell when someone's genuine. There's a lot of people online, and from the bottom of my heart, you guys will be helped, just like I was. Every time I had a question, someone would answer me, and don't worry about it. It's all good. Trust me.
Man, I appreciate that, Ramsey. Can we drop some love for him? Ramzi. That's how you spell his name. Put his name in the chat. Put a heart next to it. Let's give him some love. Nobody paid you to be here today, right?
No, not at all.
You came here just because you wanted to pay it forward yourself?
150 million%.
Oh, dude, I love that. I love that. All right, let's drop him some love in the chat. Ramsey, heart. Let's give him some good vibes. Appreciate you, brother. So much gratitude. I just honor you. Where are you at right now in the world, by the way?
Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada. Awesome. Okay, he's in the 6 up there. So we're all over the world here. We're reaching all over, all corners of the globe. So we got him in Canada. Armando's in Texas. We got some other guests coming on here shortly. But yeah, there's the love in the chat. Look at this right here. Appreciate each and every single one of you that's giving that out there. Ramsey, you are the man, my friend. Much love to you. We'll talk soon. Okay, brother?
Ciao, bro. Bye.
Peace. Awesome. JoinIman.com. You can go and you can go through the process like Ramsey did right there. Really cool guy, right? And I appreciate all of you. Now, here's the thing. This is the thing. The more love you put out there for other people, the more it seems to come back to you. And we were having a conversation earlier, Iman and I and the boys we call them the boys. We call each other the boys. It makes me feel young. I'm like, I'm 42. Like, they're closer to my daughter's age than they are to my age. But, man, I feel young around these guys. And we were just talking earlier about all of these different things that we're working on to show, to show up for the customers and to be authentic. And guys like Ramsey who are in the circle understand that, and they see that, and they recognize that. But on the outside looking in, it's hard to tell the differences. If you only judge books by the covers, then you only buy the books with the nicest covers. And that's not always the book that's going to make the difference in your life. So it's really cool to bring on people like that and to share the love and to hear the message repeatedly from different experiences, different entry points, so on and so forth. JoinIman.com. We do have the bonuses open here. I'm going to answer those questions shortly. We have the fast action bonuses as well. I'm going to read off some more names here. Okay, I was there. Okay, let me go to the next one. I got, Leo, Tara, Anaya. I think I read some of those names already. I see. We're getting the screenshots. Whitney, Rajet, Abdullah, Ryan W, AJ K, Ronnie, Joseph S, Fabi B. See, I don't want to read the full last names because I've heard people say, you read my name out loud and so heard me. Janice V, the Death Clock 6. I will read the weird names that signed up. Aurori, Jose W, Petro C, Dank Canoe B. I'm not making these up. Like Martina, Burley Powder, Past Gunman, Jacked Words 32. I only have one name on the screen with their last name. I will blur it out, but these are from the team. You can see it. These are the people who have signed up at joiniman.com to become ungovernable. I have about 100 more screenshots just like that. Time being, we will get more to those. I want to, though, circle back and answer some more questions here very quickly, just to make sure we can answer questions before the bonuses, or the fast action bonus, I should say, could get pulled away. It's available now, and it will be available once you go to joiniman.com. I do see some of you are still having problems checking out. So I know if that's the case, we can keep extending it, but I do want to get back and I do want to answer some more questions. This is my favorite thing in the world to do. It is not the most profitable thing that I do in my business. The most profitable thing that I do in my business is I advise clients and partner with clients like Iman, and I only work with a very, very select few of them. So from an optimization of profits, I would do more of that. But this is passion to me. And passion to me is connecting people with ideas whose time has come and connecting them together. And I often find it's the questions that are hard to answer that determine whether you should say no or you should say yes. And they say I'm really good at helping untangle these different contradictive feelings that people have that help them determine if they should invest. Because, by the way, you should always invest. The question is, invest into what? And invest with who? Both in money and in time. Dr. Flicks has a question. What do you recommend to do without monetization in those other AI apps shown earlier? That's a fair question. I want you to win before I want anything else. Your money, whatever. Winning, yes. By the way, the more wins you have, the more likely you will do business with us. So it's not just a spiritual thing. It's also a very pragmatic thing as well. I suggest you create a minimum viable digital product. Okay, so write that down. Minimum viable digital product. That means the shortest version of a product possible that could solve a pressing problem. That's the first thing. The second thing is point it to a third layer, what they call the unique value zone that Iman talked about earlier. So we want audiences of thousands initially, not audiences of millions. Because guess what happens when you jump up and down in the ocean? Nothing. But what happens when you jump up and down in a puddle? Big splashes occur. There's only a few oceans out there. There are many, 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 many puddles. So get the results. Get moving in the right direction. Make that first sell. And then when the time comes, invest in tools that help accelerate that. Because that's the hardest, most expensive way to do it, is only with time. Ask me how I know. I speak from experience. So the hardest way to do it is only with time and with no other alternative. Now, if all you have is time and you have no money, then you have no other option. If you want to be in this business, that's the calling. You either accept it or you plug your ears and you don't answer the phone. But some of you are in a position where you have some money, you have some time, and you don't know what the mixture of time and money should be in your investment. And that is something that we have to figure out. Are these tools worth the value? Are these bonuses? Is this training? Is this coaching? Is this community? Is the challenge framework for the contest, the Monetize Mania, is being on the inside and learning more of the intricacies of WAP and how that works, not just as a platform that you can publish on, but some of the leverage points, because every single platform has little levers that if you pull upon them, they give you massive results. And they are things in marketplaces, like WAP is a marketplace that processes so many orders every single day. And a big secret of money, you want one of the secrets of money that I have, right? Is this: stand in a place where lots of money is moving, and some of it will fall into your pocket. There's the mindset, and then there's the setting. Guess which of the two are more important for your success? Believe it or not, initially, setting is more important than mindset. You could have a shitty mindset, but if you're standing in a place where lots of money is moving, some of it will go your way, even if you try to repel it. So we want to start there and then work on our mindset along the way. We can use Alchemy of Self, shout out to VIPs, Shout out to members who joined to help us tune that up. But at first, we would just want to be in the right setting. I want to play poker against really bad poker players versus getting better at poker, because then I'll win money and I don't have to work on myself initially. So you want to put yourself in that environment. So very often you buy your way into those environments by being on the inside. It's not just what you know. It's not just the how of it. It's who. It's the who and the how with the what and the tools. So join Iman.com. If that resonates with you, we still have some fast action. We have the fast action bonus on the page still. It is possible to join later, by the way, because Dirk was asking, I get paid on Wednesday evening. Is it possible to join then? 100%. It is possible for as long as that page is open for. I do not know the expiration date exactly off the top of my head, but it's not today. And it's not tomorrow either. Let's cook, boys and girls. We're going to strap in here. I'm going to get hydrated here. So you can certainly join tomorrow. You will get an unbelievably great offer if you join tomorrow. The only thing you will not get if you join tomorrow is the extra coaching specifically from Iman himself. But as you've seen, testimony after testimony, and I'm going to bring on another guest here very shortly, if you've seen that, Iman has a certain amount of influence towards success just by being in his presence. Question to you as I take this sip of water. Have you ever been next to somebody who just made you better by being in proximity? This is called proximity effect. And if you sit there and you think about it, every single one of you can recall a time where being in proximity to someone automatically brought the best out of you. The first time this ever happened to me was with my grandpa. My grandpa, when I was a young boy, 4 or 5 or 6 years old, I would go over. He was in this retirement like community, tiny little apartment, very wise man. And I would just sit there with my grandpa. We would play dominoes, and he would tell me that John Wayne was his cousin. I kid you not. And he gave me life lessons at 5. And just by being next to him, talking to him, I felt more of myself than when I wasn't around him. So when you combine that proximity effect with a plan and with tools and resources, this is how this formula of a miracle. People think, oh, it's a miracle, right? Well, a miracle is just a lot of things working in concert together to produce a result that seems impossible until it's not. And so this is just something to consider as well. And so I think it's a very important bonus. And I think for a lot of you, because, I've done this before. I have 151,000 customers in my company in 131 different countries. I know that number because it's very important to me, because these are the amount of souls that I've been able to impact in my career. And that's just in my organization, what to speak of the ones that I now impact by working with Iman. So the idea here, though, is I have worked with so many of you, and very often you let the little things get in the way of the big thing that could be yours. And so for most of you, I know this to be true, that it will make sense for you to sign up sooner, not later. And it would make sense to sign up for you now, which is why I'm hanging out with you, answering these questions. But I'll give you game free of charge. You could take everything I give you today and never invest with me, never invest with Iman. And I'll still feel good about it, because service first. Service is the best form of selling that has ever existed. Service is transference, and service doesn't stop when somebody signs up. That's just the first step of service. Joiniman.com if you are ready. All right, let me see. How long is the subscription to monetize? So I believe it is you get access to the full suite of tools for I believe an entire year. I think joiniman.com, it's all disclosed. The 90-day sprint, that 90-day monetize mania, that's really important. So you should obviously get in that game. So that's what happens in those 90 days is then the contest is over. Maybe you could be the next Armando, which would be awesome. And then if we're in Dubai again sometime in the future, maybe I'll get to meet you, and maybe you'll get to sit here with Iman and he can give you a watch or whatever crazy prize you will win. So that is a possibility. But also, if you don't hit a certain milestone, and you can see that revenue target at joiniman.com, if you do not hit that, then everything that we ship and update into the program becomes yours free of charge. There was just an announcement. I should have asked this earlier to either Armando or to Ramsey. We just did a whole update push and a couple other really cool bonuses, one of which I cannot mention out loud, but it is an insane bonus that is kind of a surprise. So that was pushed to existing members free of charge. And, and Imam earlier was talking about what he did with existing members and the perks that he did as he was wrapping up his presentation formally here today. So there is a lot of value in that. But yeah, when it comes time to do a serious upgrade, you can invest again or not. Once you have the tools, it's always possible to get the newest iPhone, but I ain't got the newest iPhone. I still got this old thing, right? I still got this version. I don't even know what version it is. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? But we need you to get in if it makes sense to get in. JoinIman.com to sign up right now. I think we're going to pull the fast action bonuses off. When I pulled my phone out, I saw the note right here. So I'm going to check on very briefly. Before I do that, though, I would like to bring on, if he's still here, Kuba. So if we can cue that up. Okay, good. You're back there. Iman's not kidding. Like these guys, and I've been working alongside of them just a little bit of the full experience. We go hard. Every day we start at 1 in the afternoon and we end at 1 a.m. And that's the time together. It's a 12-hour day. What to speak of the time leading up to this. But yeah, if we're ready, I'm ready whenever you are. I'm going to bring on Kuba here. We're going to take him in. Yeah, awesome. And we're going to do a quick interview with Kuba as well. Hey, Kuba. Again, good to put the face to the name and the voice because we talked earlier for the first time today, and now we're here live. Where are you calling in from, my friend?
I'm from Poland, Jason. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
in person,
you too.
Finally.
Yeah, me too, man. I love to see it. So Kuba, you joined Monetize last time that we made this available. Is that correct?
Yeah, in May.
In May. What made you decide to join and sign up?
Okay. I was in a moment in my business because I'm running business since 20 years in websites. And that was moment when I felt tired about it and I decided to change something. And that day, Iman's ad just popped up and I saw it. So I decided to come to the live, and that's how I'm joined. Because all of this, when I saw it, I love it.
You knew it was a good deal, and you'd been working really hard in a service business for 20 years. And you
exactly.
wanted to be able to not just have to trade time for dollars. Is that fair to say?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So have you ever created a digital product before you joined Monetize?
No. I learned everything inside Monetize.
Wow. So how did you create your digital product? What was the process once you got into Monetize?
Yeah, I started with all the stuff Monetize gave me. So all the courses and all the tools, Synthesize and so on. But after doing my first digital product, it wasn't enough. And based on the lesson I made, I decided to create one myself without the tools, and it went well. Yeah.
What does well
but
mean? Can you share numbers?
Yeah. The first month, May, it was 0, but the second month it was about $2K dollars, and the third one was about 4K, and the last month was 50K, so it's growing every month.
Oh my God. You went from 2K to 4K to 50K.
Then 50K, yeah. Exactly.
That's amazing. What do you think attributes to that massive acceleration of sales?
I think the biggest problem on my side was the mindset. I need to open my brain, and it came because of the sessions at Friday in Monetize with Yentl. She opened my mind very, very hard. I was happy to be there, and that made me more open to money, to bigger money. So I offered my existing clients something more expensive, and they bought it.
Wow.
That works.
And it wasn't your
Yeah.
service. They bought a digital product, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible. What else in Monetize, if anything, has been extremely valuable to you or that you have found useful?
Yeah, all the sessions during the week are extremely valuable because the sales, the design, all the stuff, it's really helpful on every step on the way.
Good. So the training is solid. The coaching is there.
Yeah.
Is it everything that you need? Is there anything left out?
I don't think so. I think everything is inside. So you just need to join and let's go. Commitment is very needed.
I love that. Anything else, Kuba? Like you weren't paid to be here today. You decided just to do this because you wanted to share your story. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, exactly. Just to share my story.
Okay,
You
good.
can find
good.
me inside Monetize. If you want to talk with me, just click on the chat and let's have a chat.
There you go. So join iman.com and then you will find inside of there Kuba with a K, Kuba. Let's give him some love in the chat. Let's put some hearts with Kuba in the chat here. I appreciate you so much, my friend, for doing this with us here today. And your story is similar, but not the same as some of the other people's stories. So it gives another perspective, another lens, another way that there's many ways to be successful with this. And you started slow and steady, just like we talk about. A couple cells here, a couple there, and then an avalanche starts with a snowflake. And you are a testament to that, my friend. And look at all the love that he's getting in the chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, from Poland. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight, Kuba. And hopefully we'll talk
Thank
again
you,
soon.
Jason.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye. Incredible. We're going to bring on Sonny here in just a little bit. I want to check back in and I want to see where everybody's at, see if everybody's having the process that we can, anything that we can address on a checkout process. And I'm also just looking in here. All right. Yeah. Let me get some clarification with the team to make sure. But yeah, if you're having any checkout issues, put them in here so we can note that, so I can get an idea, because I can sense it from the team. I'm even feeling it right now. I don't want to be the man that twists people's arms to open things up. I am definitely so pro customer to a fault, to a detriment, and I will go above and beyond if I need to also chip in and support this, even if I regret it later. Because it's worth it. But I do know that we have to wrap up on the fast action bonuses soon. But let me get some clarification with the team just to make sure that we're okay for a few more minutes. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Awesome. And I do have a whole bunch of questions. Okay, yeah. We are going to bring Armando on. We're going to bring Armando back because I do want to get more into his story as well, some of the emotions behind it. So I'm trying to process things. So earlier when I had Armando come up, I did so quickly because in the back of my mind, as you saw, those fast action bonuses got snapped up very fast. So I wanted to get through his story very quickly, but I do want to come back in and I want to plunge into it some more. I'm not sure if he's available yet. They went to check for me to see if we can bring him back in. In the meantime, I'll answer some quick questions here. And I still got some insights that I want to share with you from my unique perspective and my experience. Even if the bonuses go away, even if the fast action bonus is gone, I'll sit here and spit a little game with you as well. So how long is the program? So the program is always available. The 90-day sprint is what's really important. And that's gamification, my friend. What we discover is if we give finish lines, oh, thank you so much. If we give finish lines, then people can win races easier. If you run a race without a finish line, guess what happens? You never finish the race. And this is one of the reasons why people struggle in business and why they struggle with digital products is because they don't have a deadline. They don't have a finite goal, and they don't have an external stimulus to pull them towards the finish line and ultimately compel the success. So the 90-day sprint is very important from that perspective, but obviously the program goes further than that. I don't know if you caught this, but one of the last bonuses that Iman dropped, and the full details are on joiniman.com, was the coaching, the immersive coaching. And if you listen very closely with some of the people that we brought on, what were they referencing as being valuable to them? Many of them were talking about the coaching. See, the AI, the synthesis AI, it is awesome. It is phenomenal. It is a game changer. It's really cool, and we can demonstrate it, and it's awesome. And that's why it gets a lot of love. Coaching it's hard to explain how good coaching is until you experience it. So the best thing that we can do is give you some of it. So Iman's coaching you today. I've been coaching you today, but also the testimony of other people who have went through the program, who've experienced the coaching. And, there's two levels of coaching. There's people that will put a warm body in front of you and have them read from a script and call that coaching. Unfortunately, there's a lot of that in this business. I hate that with a passion, and I hope you never have to experience that ever again, or hopefully you've never, ever experienced it, period. But a lot of that exists out there. I'm just being straight with you. This is not the case with Iman's team. These coaches are incredibly good because everything is done at the highest level. And this is what success looks like at the highest level. This is why people like Armando, his first rodeo wasn't monetized. I know many of you, your first rodeo is this one, because the marketing push that we put out there reached lots of people. Unique impressions alone was over 100 million. I think we're at 200 million souls worldwide that at least saw one of the advertisements. So we reached a lot of people new for the first time. Now, we didn't do that with the last monetize, mind you. We reached... a lot of people comparatively to most other marketers out there. But we have to validate. We have to test the ideas. We have to see how valuable the deliverables truly are and measure the results. Do you know what the results were? Do you remember those? 8.9 million. And that's just in the people that used WAP that ran through the 90-day sprint. It actually exceeded that. Here's a little statistic for you. And then I'm also going to bring on Sunny here in a minute or two. I'm going to answer a couple questions. We could not work this into the presentation. We removed this from the slides today. But if somebody sold one product that went through the program, the average total sales was $60,000. I think it was $60,003 to be precise. I could look it up, and maybe I'll put it on the slide tomorrow. But that was the number. If we could get you to one sell, then that was what the average was for people inside of the system that were going through monetize at the time. That was their total results. Insanity. Wouldn't you agree? And so we just got to get you over the hump. Do I have the capability to create a chatbot in my own WAP? Now, WAP has a lot of cool features that we didn't talk about here today. It is the most intuitive way that I have found to kind of put together awesome resources to create an amazing experience around a digital product. So I'm not going to speak on the exact specifics, but it is the most useful, capable, easy to understand, and published platform that I have seen on the market, especially for people starting out. Now, let me take that a step further. It is also the one that makes payment processing the easiest. Therefore, you will make more money if you use it, because it can process the payments to you much more efficiently than other platforms that exist out there. So it has that also as a perk. If you are unsure if you signed up and you're afraid to try again just to make sure you get the bonus, then you can reach out to support. When you go to joiniman.com, support should be on there. If not, you can email support@monetize.com, I believe is the URL for that. And if it's not, then I'll get you the URL for the support. And the investment to get in is going to be the same. We are not going to increase it this go round, just to be very clear with you. We will close the offer in the near future. You can see the details on the page. It will be yanked off. Everything will go away. And then if we launch it again in the future, here's all I can promise you. The first time Monetize 1.0 was launched, it was at a lower price than it is today. The second time Monetize was launched, 2.0, it was a higher price than 1.0. And now we've released the third version, and it is higher still. And now we've released the third version, and it is higher still. And I'm proud of that fact, because the investment we put into you with the additional deliverables in 3.0, plus the fact that we know undeniably how effective this program is, it's a diametric raise of price to you compared to the investments that we put in, meaning we put in so much more for the minimum increase, but you got it. You can't keep it the same forever. If it's that good, good things increase with value and age. Wouldn't you agree? That's how everything that is truly valuable works. So the next time this is launched, again, I can't say for sure. It's not my company. I just come here to help. But I would be shocked if it's the same investment as it is today. And of course, you can finance that if you want to. And we'll talk about creative financing here, because that's a good lesson, regardless of whether you say yes or not today at joiniman.com. But Tristan, can we bring on Sonny? Because he's been so patient, and I appreciate the time that he's spent waiting here with us. And so, okay, cool. We're bringing him on. I'll steal a sip of tea. Sonny, my man.
Yo, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to put the face again to the name. We talked very briefly earlier today. Now, here's what I liked about this, Sonny. Like, you didn't just know Iman. You happen to know this old boy, too. Is that right?
I've gone through so many of your videos over and over and over. Like, I'm so grateful on, like, everything you teach and the way you approach it. It's just been so helpful.
I appreciate that, Sonny. Thank you so much. Now you got into Monetize last go around. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you joined in May. What made you want to join?
The main thing is I actually had like a therapy session with my therapist, and he sent me this book. And it reminded me of this other book that Iman had talked about like a couple of years ago when I first saw him. And the book's called Karma Yoga. And when you're trying to change your life.
Oh, did we freeze him up? The wisdom is so profound that the internet could not handle it. I think Sonny's in Bali right now. When I was talking to him earlier, so I know he's on a whole different level there. I was in Bali for Thanksgiving last year. It was a fun experience. One of the things about being ungovernable, by the way, is you can go all over the world. Well, bring him back in. Okay, cool. Otherwise, I'll tell him tales of my travel. Okay, you're back. So you read this book, Karma Yoga, and it reminded you of a book that Iman recommended.
Yeah, reality transurfing. So I was like, okay, I need to serve people at a higher level. So I'm gonna make this investment.
Okay. So you said, let's go. You joined Monetize. Had you ever put together a digital product before?
Just once, and it was like an accident. It was a fluke, but it helped people, so it worked.
You made some money with it then.
Yeah.
So this wasn't your first rodeo, yet you still joined Monetize even though you had some success with digital products before.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was different once you joined Monetize to help you become even more successful with your digital products?
Right when I completed the purchase, I went back into WAP. I clicked on WAP. I went into Synthesize, put in all my information about everything that I know, and made a digital product. And I started going to, literally, I just watched all the videos in order. And yeah, I took what I knew, and I think I really crystallized what I know. I think a lot of people, my own clients too, they feel like they don't have anything to give to people and help them with. And when you go through the modules, it actually becomes more clear what you can help other people with. And that was really helpful. And just like understanding how something's supposed to be structured in order to help people break their beliefs around accomplishing their own goals. So that was really one of my main reasons for buying.
So you use Synthesize to create your digital product, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. How did it do? Can you share numbers? Is that cool?
Yeah. So interesting thing is, I didn't really understand what was going on. This was my own stuff happening, but I did like 27,000, at least in the monetize itself. I did much more than that outside of the
Yep.
challenge, but yeah, I wasn't paying attention, and like that was a fluke. But like honestly, if you take the time to just go through all of the modules and apply like what you know to help other people with that intention, and really try to help someone at a soul level, you can make a lot of money. You can, if you just go into it with that intention, I think it becomes a lot easier.
So I just want to rewind that for a second. You said you made like 20-some thousand dollars as a fluke. Like, let's just stop for a second and unpack that a little bit more. What does that mean?
I wasn't really trying. I have another thing that I was like doing before, and then I was like, oh, I forgot about like out of the long list of all the things that was given, I forgot about the monetized media. Like for a month, I forgot about it, and I remembered, and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably like run transactions through here. So I did, and then yeah.
আজকে বলছে সল্ট লেকের দিকে যাবে ভালো না
How are you getting sales? Did you use anything special to make these sales?
I learned what you teach on webinars. I learned a lot of things. Most of it was from you because I do webinars. Like that's my thing. So I would just watch your videos, honestly, and like take notes, run it back every week, improve, and then take my happy clients and help them out with more stuff. And then crystallizing everything again through Synthesize made what I was delivering a little bit more tangible as well. And from there, once I had this really tangible outcome that I kept repeatedly getting, which was like helping people grow on socials, I was like, okay, I can repeatedly get this result for a group. And then Iman randomly added the consulting accelerator stuff and the up level stuff. And that was just like incredible because I actually wanted to buy consulting accelerator a long time ago, and it's like no longer available. And then it just boom, one day it's in there, and I was like, shit, like that's exactly the unlock for me. So I started running those plays from that, and everything just like was super buttery.
That's awesome. So you got some unexpected goodies that showed up. And it, you know, you weren't exactly like, this wasn't your main thing. You weren't putting all your energy into it, all your focus into it, but because you made the commitment at least, and you had the resources and tools, you were able to be very successful, and you were on the leaderboard for Monetize. I think you placed 18th in Monetize Mania if I saw that. So I know that there were some extra sales happening on top of that. Any last parting words of advice, somebody sitting here thinking about joining or not, what would you say to them?
If you feel like you are ready to redirect your attention from the life that you're living into a life where you're accomplishing things that you didn't imagine, I would recommend this because there's so many layers inside of Monetize. It's not just what Iman's teaching, it's also like his whole team, and it's also with consulting.com. And then the whole alchemy of self. I actually did that earlier this year before I got into Monetize, and that alone changed a lot for me. So for those of you who are truly feeling like you want to separate yourself from the life that you're living, this is a really great time on multiple levels, and you probably feel it. And if you don't have the money, find it. If you cannot find it, find it. And you will be grateful that you at least took the time to create something outside of yourself for the people that you don't even know how many lives you could change if you like really try. So I think it'd be worth it. I found it worth it, and my clients find it worth it, and most of the people here too.
Appreciate you, Sonny. Thank you. I know you're all the way over there in Bali. I appreciate you taking the time. Let's give Sonny some love in the chat. Let's put a heart on him. Let's give him the love. And again, I hear you. We're coming from all angles here with successes and from different places. I will give the password to the workbook a little bit later. I saw somebody in the chat mention that as well. But no, Sonny, I appreciate you being out here out of the goodness of your heart. We just asked you if you'd come on and speak on it, and you did. So we're going to give you the love. We're dropping in the chats there as well with the hearts. I love that. Nice.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Talk soon, my friend.
Thank you. Talk soon.
Thank you. All right, joiniman.com. Here's the deal. It's 11:38 p.m. Bali time. Bali's on a whole different world. It's 11:38 p.m. Dubai time. It's getting late. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an executive decision, and unless it gets overruled, because I ain't the boss, I'm going to say midnight my time, meaning 21 minutes. We're going to call the ball on the fast action bonuses. We're going to I'll spend a little bit more time with you beyond that, because I see there's just a lot of really interesting things happening that I want to give my 2 cents on, because I've been around this block a few times. I know the cracks and the crevices. I want to shout out a couple more people, and then I want to dig back into the questions. I do want to bring Armando back in earlier, because I ran through his story, and I want to dig a little bit deeper on that. But I want to give it a shout out to Mike R, Fiona Z, Zeds, Martin T, Stefani. These are all some of the people that signed up and have become ungovernable, or took the first step to it at least. Burley Powder signing up. Past Gunman, that's an interesting one, signed up. Path to Wellness is signed up. Robert S. Jr. is signed up. Roberto C. Sinu, Handsome Bautista. Yep. Vincent, Luke T. Antonio K. Jihad A. Corey R. Tatavas. Jonathan C. C&G. Mike C. Tasty Gaining. Lana H. Shout out to all of you. We got more. We got lots more. We got a couple thousand. I won't tell you how many, but we've definitely exceeded the number in the fax action that we had planned for initially. So I appreciate you hanging in there with us in working through some of these checkout issues. Now, by the way, I don't expect you to ever have that. Things break when you put them through a stressful environment. Sometimes that's a good thing, by the way. You can break a limiting belief very effectively if you put it in an environment where it can no longer exist. And your limiting beliefs are keeping you stuck at the level of income that you're currently experiencing. But when you're starting off, it runs a lot smoother because you're not putting so much stress to it, and then you scale it up over time. And it's different. And you've seen from different individuals here their experience with it as well. I know some of you were like, well, where are the ladies at? We have lots of ladies in there. This is a random drawing in the way that we pick these things. This isn't like 4D chess where we're moving the pieces down the board and we're selecting different individuals just to fill in different demographics and all that kind of stuff. Let me get back to the questions. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, right? You will be able to invest in this in the future. You don't have to invest in this right now. It is available for the next couple of days, I believe. Go to joiniman.com. You'll see the countdown timer there. But if it makes sense, it makes sense. If you have to talk to somebody. Missing a bonus isn't something that should stop you from saying yes if it makes sense for you to say yes. So if you do have to talk to somebody, or if you have to wait for an event to happen in order for you to sign up, we'll take you how we can get you. We'll be happy to put you on the bus, as I say, and join you into Monetize Land. Some of you are asking about Monetize versus Monetize Pro, right? Monetize Pro is an optional upgrade because some people like to stack the deck even further, and they're in the fortunate position monetarily where that's easy for them to make that decision. It is not required. You can do very well without it. Just Monetize alone is incredibly effective and sufficient, and it has such valuable tools and coaching that are inside of it. But you can take the upgrade if you want to as well. But that's totally up to you. That's totally optional. What's important is you have the vehicle. Once you have the vehicle, if you want to put something extra on the tires, or if you want to put something extra inside the vehicle to shoosh it up a little bit, you totally can. But more important is having a vehicle than not having a vehicle. Japman, that's his name. I'm just reading it. Says, "Hi, I'm Japman from Malaysia. It's 3:39 a.m. here, and I'm watching the live stream while working, and I have joined Monetize." Yeah, I like that, man. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you to the team for clipping that and putting that in there. That gets me excited. I appreciate that. Somebody else asked, they're like, I've joined, I've signed up. Should I stay here? And the answer is maybe. Some people love to then celebrate after they sign up, and we have fun together, and we kind of kick back and have a good time. But you don't need to be here if you've already signed up. You can dig into it immediately if you wish to. It's up to you. I will tell you one thing, though, for sure. This is not a sprint. It is okay to take your time. A little progress repeated daily is the secret to major success. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. This is what Albert Einstein said. So if you can compound your results over time, that's how you can get a bunch of little results, and then it leads to a massive result. And so if you burn yourself out too early, that doesn't play either. So you want to be consistent in the application. That is the most successful principle that I can wave across the board, no matter who it is. And I can say, what is the one thing that is true for everybody when it comes to success? And the answer to that is consistency. Consistently showing up day in and day out, making small, tiny, micro improvements and moving forward. That is the actual name of the game. Now, when you have tools like Synthesize, it makes it so much easier to take those steps forward. When you have tools like Ghostwriter, it makes it insanely easier to take those steps forward. In the peanut gallery, because I know some of y'all are out there, some of you be like, well, oh my God, anybody who sells any tool, that's something that's crazy. How dare they ask you to make an investment and to invest in resources and tools and coaching? I don't try to convince them. They have their mind made up, right? But for those of you who may hear those things put out there, I find that always very preposterous, because the people that will make those suggestions will type them from devices that they've invested in, sitting on chairs that they purchased, wearing clothes that they spent money on, and they don't see the cognitive dissonance between those statements, right? We invest in things that we find useful to us, and we invest in things that are within our means. And by the way, if this is not within your means, do not invest in it. Let me say that again. Sorry, I'm looking at some of the new signups that Arthur just sent. He sent me a whole new batch of them. If this is not within your means, do not invest in this, okay? But let's make sure we understand what that means. If financing is there and you qualify and it makes sense for you and you want to do it, you can totally take that, right? If it's a stretch, but you're excited to be part of it, and you have like a brother, like Armando did earlier, or somebody else that you want to partner with and help share the investment, and that makes sense to you and you feel good about that, and so does the other person, then you can move forward. This is what we call creative financing, right? So in those areas, for sure. But man, if this puts too much stress on you financially, do not sign up for this. I'm just going to be very straight up with you. Take the game that we've given you for free and go forward with it. Just make a commitment to yourself that when something like this shows up again in the future, be it from Iman and me or be it from somebody else, and it checks the boxes, don't find yourself in that unfortunate position. Don't let the past repeat itself. Don't let the present repeat itself again in the future. Do whatever you can to be in a situation where you can have choices, so then you can make investments that make sense to you. All right? Now, there's a difference between, and I do this even myself, some of this is psychological. It has nothing to do with how much money you actually have. There are many times in my life where I drag my feet to spend money on stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to spend money on it. You know, it's like, I'll try to do it without spending any money on it. And my wife has been a blessing in this. She's helped me correct some of these areas in which I've been cheap. And sometimes cheap is the most expensive thing that you can be. So, you know, I'm very cheap on certain things that actually don't serve me. And she helps me and she points that out to me and she makes me aware of those things. And since she has made me aware of them, any investment that I've made that has made sense, where initially I was like, I don't know if I want to spend my money on this. 100% of the time with her judgment, I have always been very grateful for it. Otherwise, I would be in a studio, not like this. My wife built me out a whole new studio for my home office in Brentwood. I would still be in the cheapest, tackiest looking studio you've ever seen because I'd be like, I don't want to spend money on this. And it costs me more money by being cheap than investing in myself ever has. So that's just some food for thought for you there at joiniman.com. Awesome. Hizuko says, I did it. I trusted Allah and paid. I joined because I'm ready for a change. We welcome you. Welcome to the first step for being ungovernable. Ungovernable means that you get to live the life by your design, not by somebody else's design. Miriam says, my English is not perfect. Actually, can this be useful to me? First of all, not bad English, just on your comment right there. Second of all, shout out to my boy earlier, Kuba here. Kuba was from Poland. English wasn't his first language. We have many other people that are similar. I would suggest in the past, because I've been teaching digital product creation since 2008, believe it or not. And I would even suggest in the past that English as a second language is not an actual major issue. It isn't in reality. But I know a lot of people in the past would hesitate because of that reason. With AI, that is no longer a thing. The AI will smooth out anything that you are concerned about when it comes to English as a second language. Now, obviously, you have to understand the instruction, but it's not that difficult to understand. Okay, cool. I'm getting a message here. Good thing I had that out because I didn't see it on my WhatsApp. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, cool. We're going to bring Armando up. Okay, it's 11:49 p.m. right now. I'm going to push the fast action bonuses till midnight. We're pulling them off at midnight. Midnight, they will be gone. I have 10,536 people here. By the way, and I say this to Iman all the time, he can tell you I'm like a broken record. I always say to them, I go, we do it for the few people that stay the longest, not the majority of people who show up and leave the earliest. So we don't do it for the masses. We do it for the few souls that are willing to hang in there and spend the time with us. And so I will spend a little bit more time with you even after the fast action bonuses are up. I have a driver waiting for me, ready to take me back when we're done here, and it's late. We have a whole team here of people that are surrounded with us as well, so I do want to be respectful to them. But I will push the limit past even when we take the fast action bonuses out, and I will run through every question at least that my team has flagged on here as the most important questions, answer those as well, give you a little bit of insight from my perspective, having had the experience of selling in all sorts of environments, all sorts of different kinds of digital products. There isn't a story that somebody can't bring up where I wasn't either there firsthand or I didn't influence it secondhand. That's how far I go back in this game. I always laugh because by the time I figured it out, I was too exhausted to take it to the next level. And then people like Iman can come in. They can benefit from the wisdom of old pioneers like me, and they take it to new heights that I never thought were even possible. So it's not even necessarily any experience that you've ever had in this business. I just realized to bring them up. Okay, cool. This is the benefit of being live. Shout out to all the VIPs, by the way. I've understood some of the subtleness of Iman. I'm married to an Eastern European woman, so the emotions are there, but you pick up on them very subtly. So I've always found Iman to actually be very expressive, but I could pick up on some of the subtler nuances of what that expression looked like. But I have never seen him so outwardly proud and so visible and so just excited as he was for the VIPs. Y'all just made his whole year, I think. And I love to see it. I'm a pretty expressive guy. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. But it's a good dynamic because I am very expressive. I am fully Americanized. And, I've always been that way ever since I was young. And I used to rap in front of people. Don't ask me. I will not rap for you anymore. That was a different lifetime ago. But seeing that was just really cool. And I'm glad that we all were able to participate in that and make that happen. JoinIman.com. If you want to go there, you want to sign up, we can continue moving forward on this. Habib, thank you. He says, thank you for the transparency. What's the bonuses if we join today, Basir? Good question. If I had more time, I would be more than happy to pull that slide deck up, run through that stack again. That's one of my favorite things to do in the world. You get this and you get that and you get this, but we just don't have the time here today. So the best thing you can do, you can go to joiniman.com, look at that page, and it will have everything laid out to you right in front of you of everything that you get. If you don't sign up today, if you missed the fast action bonus, you can swing back and watch the YouTube video that we're going to publish as soon as we sign off here today. And then you can get back and watch it that way. And then you can go to joiniman.com and sign up. My man, Armando. Oh, good to see you again, man. Good to see you again. Here, have my chair.
There's a chair there.
Yeah, I'll take this chair. All right, brother.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for coming back, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I was telling everybody because we had this fast action bonuses earlier. I just kind of, we did everything we could to walk through it with you in the story, but I kind of wanted to revisit again. A lot of people were asking about it too. Let's get a little bit deeper into the emotions, right?
Let's go, man.
Let's go, man. So you're 18 years old. You're working construction. You mentioned earlier that you pretty much didn't have any money to your name. Am I embellishing it or am I getting it right?
No, you're right. You're right on.
Okay. What does that feel like? So the last time I was broke was 19 years ago. So I've been there, but I don't remember it like you do probably because you're talking a year and a half ago, right?
Correct.
So tell us what that's like.
I mean, dude, mainly it's just, coming from a Hispanic background, all we know is working construction day to day. And mainly it was just seeing my dad, it wasn't so much me. I knew I was going to push through, didn't know how I was going to make it happen. But main thing was just seeing my dad wake up every day, work, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. Bills on the table, my parents argue about bills, and just me being helpless. I was trying to make something happen with their construction. I was trying to do something about it until I came across the opportunity, and that was the tipping point of my life, man.
So what was your dad doing for a living?
Construction.
Oh, he was construction
$30,000 annually.
Damn.
Annually, dude.
In Texas.
In Texas,
In
family
Houston.
of 9. Yeah.
Okay, so that ain't paying the bills.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had to take it on you to help out?
Yeah. I felt like it was up to me. I had to make the decision whether I was going to change the trajectory of my family or just follow the same path, just working regular construction, staying comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even call that comfortable, man.
Well,
it's amazing what you can get used to, but that doesn't mean it's comfortable. Is that fair?
Yeah. That's fair to say.
All right, so you start to move. Let's talk about what it was like when you started making that first money. When did you know it was real?
My first sale, my first client. Yeah, my first sale ever. First sale ever was like when I was like, dude, like, I always seen people post the wins, post the money, but I'm like, I was like in the same, not to see it to believe it. And then in that first sale, I'll never forget it. Dude. I was jumping up and down. I was like, it's real. Like,
where were you at?
I was in my room. I was literally sharing a room with my brother from 0 to like 30K a month. Sharing a room with my brother, and yeah, that first sale, dude, I'll never forget it. It was the best. Yeah, I was jumping up and down.
What did you do after you made your first sale?
Dude, I went to tell my mom. I told my dad. I was like, Mom, it works. Dad, it works. Look, they were kind of like they didn't really understand it at the time, but I knew that I was so proud. I was like, no way, like we're actually making it work. I just that really pushed me, like put that fire in me to keep going and going and going.
And your brother, like he helped finance you initially.
Correct. And now he's my business partner.
Now he's your business partner. I bet it felt really good to be able to pay him back.
Oh, dude. So recently I gave him the whole business bank account and the entire business, actually, the marketing side of business to go all into what we learned and monetize. Gave him the entire business. January, he was a welder, actually. So he was following the same path. He was a welder. And in January, told him to quit the business and go all in with me. We went everything half and half. And then right now he took over the business now.
Dang.
So it's sick. Now I got to travel with him in February. Things that, like right now it's a regular Monday. We're in Dubai, like something like that, it's to me, like now it's like, I still feels crazy, I mean, you get used to it after a while, but it's like, dude, it's a random Monday. All my friends are in college. And I'm here in Dubai.
Yeah. Crazy. Let's talk about buying your dad the truck. What made you want to do that?
Dude, so like You know, my dad earning those 30,000 annually, wasn't really making a lot of money, and he drove this 1999 Mustang, scratched up, beat up. He never bought nothing for himself. He always put the family first. He got us a house. You know, he never worried about the materialistic things. But I would see him. There was one day he was going to work. It was literally cold, like cold. It was like really cold in Texas. It was wintertime, and then the window in the car, since it was so old, it wasn't working. So I had to see him drive off to work, freezing cold, just because he didn't have a new vehicle. And that really would it put it into my perspective. Like I have to do something about it. And then just a random week, I was like, you know what? This is the week I buy my dad the truck. His birthday was coming up. Went to the car dealership. He wanted I knew the exact truck he wanted because he wanted to get one for my brother-in-law. Looked at it, called the dealership, showed up, got the paperwork done. Dude, drove home. There was no, even when I bought my McLaren, there's no better feeling than that. Dad, here it is, it's yours.
So you pull it up like walk me through the time that happened. You pull up in the driveway. You say, "Yo, Dad, come out here." Like, what's the story?
No, I'm telling him. I was like, Dad, something. I was telling my mom, keep him up, because he literally just got out of work. Had just gotten out of work, and I was like, Mom, keep him up. Tell him that something's happening. You know, that something that happened, and my dad was like all worried, like, oh, like, you know, he comes out, and then I tell my brother to just roll up with it. We have the big bow on it, and I'm like, Dad.
Nice.
And I was like, dude, I started tearing up before I could even speak a word. I was like, here's a truck, here's for you. You know, as a Hispanic, at least to me, I'm pretty sure to everyone out there looking and watching this, you know, that's our dream. And I'll be able to take care of our parents. I was just like, Dad, here's your new truck. And my dad couldn't believe it. Like he couldn't believe it for a second. We took it for a drive. And dude, yeah. I got to record all that, but yeah, it was insane.
It's insane. And then you're like, you casually drop in the McLaren. And tell us about that. What made you want to go out and buy a fancy smooth ass vehicle? Drop in the McLaren, and tell us about that. What made you want to go out and buy a fancy smooth ass vehicle?
Man, honestly, just as a kid growing up, I always wanted a McLaren. So I don't know, for some reason McLaren's always stuck out to me. And there's always like that one thing that like only like super high-end people or like super smart people. Dude, I graduated with a 1.8 GPA.
Damn.
I'm not the smartest in the room, right? But you know, I always seen all these people have the cars. I was like, why can't I do it? And you know, when business started taking off, I was like, you know, and I wrote it on my 2025 goals: retire my dad, pay off their house, buy a McLaren, buy my office, and move out. And the last thing was the McLaren. And then what made me pull the trigger, my McLaren is purple. It matches the monetized logo. And I made the earnings. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I didn't get to win it, but I'll buy my own. I went, and that car, man. Yeah, I feel like there's no other thing. You know, being 19, driving around a supercar. There's no better feeling than that, dude.
That's insane.
No better feeling than that.
I mean, we're getting a lot of questions here. We get a lot of people that are like, I don't know if I should join or not. We're getting people that saying money's incredibly tight. A lot of people are concerned about just not feeling worthy enough or capable enough. From your perspective, can you talk about that? Like, what would you say to people in that situation?
I would say, man, I mean, you can make I mean, there's always going to be something. There's never the right time to start. I started in the worst time I could have, very little money to my name. You know, there's never going to be that, oh, it's the exact time to start. The perfect time to start was yesterday, right? And if nothing changes, nothing changes. That's the way I look at it. I mean, look at me, take me for an example. I'm not the smartest guy ever. I was raised by immigrant parents, graduated with a 1.8 GPA. You know, I didn't know how to use a laptop. I literally had to search up how to use a laptop when I got started. And this month we're about to make $4 million.
It's insane.
We're in Dubai, dude. Gift in the hand.
You got that
like,
special. Yeah, you can't even buy Rolexes anymore. It's not even a money thing. You got to know somebody in order to get one of those. Yeah.
So I would say, man, just, you know, you can make excuses or you can make things happen. I've always said that. You know? You can sit back and blame all the external, and that's one thing that Iman taught in the mindset module, which I never forget. You can blame the external, or you can take it upon you to make the decision and make things happen, you know?
Now, obviously, that makes sense, but there's a lot of other people you know, a lot of other kids your age, a lot of other people that you run with, and they don't have what you have, or they didn't make the choice that you made. What do you think makes you different?
Honestly, man, I would say...
Make sure to talk into the mic, too.
Yeah, I would honestly say is my... I mean, just where I come from, I would honestly say, you know, I had a lot of reasons to push for what I want. And that's another thing, you know, whenever you get started into this journey, have your reasons why. You know, my reasons why were my parents, taking care of them, seeing them struggle. You know, they set me up better than they were set up. And now it's up to me, you know, whether all their sacrifices were going to be in vain or I made something out of it, you know.
Makes
and
sense.
that has been the best. You know, I mean, other people. I mean, I mean, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with working a regular 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with it if that's the life you want to live. But I personally think that's very selfish because I look forward to my kids. You know, outside of money, there's time, and that's what you know. You never can buy back with no sort of money. So to me, it was like, you know, growing up, my parents weren't able to be there. You know, I would see people come to, you know, when I was in elementary school, dropping off lunch bags to their kids, things like that. You know, sometimes I only wanted that. I didn't even want a toy. I just wanted to see my parents during those certain times when I would go practice sports, see them cheer on for me. But, you know, unfortunately, because of the financial situations, they couldn't attend. So, you know, it would be selfish for me to enjoy these young years. Obviously, I can go enjoy young years and live the regular life my friends are living, or I can work right now so my kids don't have to, you know, struggle later on. Because at the end of the day, when you look back, you know, at least this is my saying is when I have my son, and my son, I want him to look up to me. If I would hate for my son to look up to another man and be like, I want to be like him. You know, I want to be the role model for my kids. I want to be there for my kids, not just financially. Anyone can be there financially. I want to be there physically, emotionally, throughout everything, you know? So that's why I really push so hard. I don't want to be selfish right now. And I feel like my mindset, I learned a lot from Iman through my mindset and just building that up, you know?
Damn, you said it. You got your head on straight, man. You got your priorities correct, right?
Sure, yeah,
Before you
man.
buy the McLaren, you take care of the family.
100%. Yeah. Before that, took care of bills, bought a couple properties, did my things before I wanted to, you know, go out and drive around in a sports car for sure.
I mean, anything else that you think would be helpful to somebody? Like, it's hard to capture the moments that make everything change. So the moments of despair, did you ever feel like you weren't enough?
Yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, in school, all my teachers were like, they're like, oh, if you don't sign up to college, you're not going to be nothing. I mean, I graduated with a 1.8 GPA, wasn't the smartest in school. I mean, I was never the most technical guy. I was working with my bare hands, shoveling dirt, working construction. Wasn't the I didn't have the brightest future set aside for myself. But one thing I will say, I've always made decisions quick. That's one thing, whether it was good or bad. But you know, I wouldn't say take a risk, but always, you know, wanted to see what's on the other side. So, I mean, I wasn't the smartest, but whenever Agency Accelerator, when that first program came by, I made the investment. I mean, I didn't have the most money. I was like, so what? Let's see what's on the other side. Worst case scenario, I end up working a regular job, the same path I was headed. Best case scenario, I end up where I'm at right now.
Yeah, you buy the program. If it works or doesn't, you know, if it doesn't work, you work construction still, right? Your day-to-day doesn't really change just because you made an investment in yourself.
Correct. I was just continuing my same path, but it would suck later on, you know, later on in life, just with that what if I made it work? What if I made the investment? What would no regrets, you know?
Hell
So
yeah. I'm going to have my team see if there's any questions. But if anybody's asking him questions or wants to ask him questions, put them into the chat as well. Joining.com, if you see that fast action bonus on that page and they haven't pulled it yet, because I'm just mentioning it now, it's fair game. So we have the checkout process connected to that, and we know when that page changes, then the fulfillment on the fulfillment side switches off the fulfillment from that as well. So you can still get in there. Maybe a minute or two, it may be gone. I don't know, because I just made the announcement now because we're at 12:05 a.m. You're a legend by being here as well. So we will look for some questions. I'll put them in here until we get those, Armando, because I know there's a little bit of delay between us being live and them being out there as well. What are some of the unexpected consequences of success that you've experienced that you didn't expect to happen, but you were grateful when they occurred? Does anything come to mind?
I mean, dude, I would say the freedom. I would say the freedom more than anything. The freedom financially and locationally, you know, like, I mean, this week we've done some pretty good numbers, you know, really. Like, I'm not saying this to put it out there, but like what my dad typically would work for in a year, I've made it in a week, and I'm out here traveling. It's my first time out of the country, matter of fact, you know, it's my first time out of the country, Greece, Dubai. And I mean, compared to anything else, dude, it's just, you know, I would have to be physically there working a job to earn $1. Now, just being able to travel and make money is like, sometimes it seems unreal. Going out to places, I mean, obviously I'm financially smart, but not necessarily like worrying about prices, things like that, making sure parents are taken care of, and then just everyone around me. I know I can be there financially for them, you know, if anything happens. I'm just building a future for my kids. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get better than that, man. It doesn't get better than that. And I would say, I mean, a lot of people, like, I would say, especially where I come from, a lot of people make excuses about where they come from, where they started. Oh, you were set off already or this. You know, my parents immigrated to this country, didn't have much of anything, dude. I was sharing literally when I bought the program, I was sharing a room with my brother. Kid you not, I had about this much space to work. Flip the desk around, work sideways, never made an excuse. You can make excuses or you can make things happen. You know, like literally growing up, it wasn't the smoothest. It wasn't the, you know, if there's anyone watching out there, you know, Hispanic culture was, it's a little bit rough growing up, dude. You know, didn't have everything financially, but you know, I made the change for my future kids.
Now, let's circle back to your dad for a second, because I hear something in you, and I see this a lot. He's a good man, works
Correct.
hard for his family, does whatever he can to provide, right?
Correct.
But despite being a good person, somebody who takes care of his family as he knows how, still wasn't enough to get you guys taken care of financially. Right?
Correct.
It's not just enough to be sincere, to be kind, to be caring, to put the work in place, right?
It's not.
It's not enough. You need something else.
Correct.
What could you give somebody if you could pull it out of you and install it into them? Besides everything else we talked about, what else could you transfer to somebody? Because when I see you, young man, I see somebody who is different, not because like you can do something somebody else can't, but you've switched a switch inside that somebody doesn't even know exists yet. And if they knew it exists, I know they can switch it too, right? So how certain are you now that if you lost everything, you could do it over again?
The snap of fingers. I know I could run up. If I lost it all right now, and I've told this to people. I've lost everything right now, right exactly now. The next 3 months, I'll be back at 6 figures a month. No doubt about it. No doubt in my mind that I can start all over again from scratch. I've learned some of the most valuable skills, and one thing that I can give to people right here, right now, is limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Kill those limiting beliefs, because that is what's holding you back. For something new to come, something old must go. So if you keep, you know, I had the limiting belief that it was almost impossible to make money online. I eliminated that, and now my new belief is, yes, I can make money online. I can make hundreds of thousands online. So limiting beliefs, you have to kill those limiting beliefs. For something for something new to come, something old must go. And yeah, man, I mean, just the mindset. I would say the mindset. 'Cause a lot of people have a lot of limiting beliefs. They surround themselves, and I would say it's also by who you're surrounded with. You know.
Yep.
I would like where my surroundings didn't. No one believed in online money. I'm the only one, probably from my city where I'm from, to really like take off with this.
Yeah.
And it's because you're surrounded by that. But like it seems a little bit unreal when you see it like across the screen. I know everyone watching across the screen doesn't seem so real, but I'm literally living proof of it. You know, literally living proof of it, man.
Yeah, and you see him inside of the community too. You're not the only one.
No, yeah. There's a lot of people winning. I mean, I've got outside of that, the skills that I've taken. That's what I wanted to get to right there. The skills, dude. The skill sets. No one will overtake that from you. That's one of the most things that I have in my arsenal is my skill set. So like you were saying, if I lost it all, my skills will save me. I know I can start up anything all over again because of the skill sets that I've learned. And that's the biggest thing that I feel that I've taken away from both Agency Accelerator, both monetized. It's just the skill sets that I've built.
Yeah, and you can lose the money, but you don't lose the skill.
You don't lose what you have up here, man. That is very true.
Armando, I appreciate you so much. I know we got to wrap it. It's late, my friend.
I know.
Thank
man.
you so much. Blessings to you.
Blessings to everyone.
God. You know, the story is compelling when you hear it, but it's not as uncommon as you think because, again, we see it from a different perspective because we have done this so many times with so many people. And really, a lot of it is between the ears. So a big part of the value that we provide with these bonuses and these resources, they are to make you feel more comfortable, to not take a giant leap into the unknown, but to take a small step forward and to start to see progress. If that resonates with you, joiniman.com. I'm going to come back and I'm going to answer some questions, and then we're going to wrap up here tonight because I got a lot of people that worked really hard that have given everything that they have, and they're all waiting for me now. So why I could go all night. We got a day tomorrow, too. Day 2 is the middle of the 3-day challenge, and we got some cool stuff for the VIPs tomorrow. I cannot wait. We took a gamble on what we did today, and it paid off. But here's the thing. Is it really a gamble, or is it a calculated risk? If it doesn't have much downside and it has infinite upside, I think you take that bet every single day of the week. We have 3 guarantees backing you here today. A triple guarantee of protection when you go to joineman.com. We have all the resources. We have the software. We have the AI. Somebody asked this question earlier, and I'll answer it right now. What power synthesize? So it is no secret that there are some amazing companies like OpenAI that have created the electricity version of AI. You're not going to compete with somebody who's poured $20 billion into the backbone, what we call infrastructure, right? However, when you tap into that infrastructure and you channel it and you put the right parameters around it and you put the right boundaries around it, then you turn generalized AI technology into super grade specialized AI effectiveness that nobody else can get, whether you're tapping into the open AI's back infrastructure API or Gemini's at Google or any of the above.
মাথা ব্যথা হয়ে যাচ্ছে কখন দিয়ে 10টার থেকে চলছে আমি আরামসে লেকচার থাকলে কালকে দেখে নিতে পারতাম এরা এটা রেকর্ডেড ফর্মে রাখে না তো রেকর্ডেড ফর্মে নর্মালি বাদ বাকি সব লেকচার থাকে তো সকালবেলা দেরি করে উঠলেও হয়ে যায়
Okay? Service, if I could suggest anything for more leverage to help you be successful, is this. It's service. Here's a common theme with people that struggle, and I share this to you with all the love in the world, and I say this to you because I know this will be helpful to you if you can open your ears and heart enough to hear it. If you focus on your problems and only your problems, then they will expand. And you will have no room to help anybody else because you're too focused on your own problems, right? But if you focus on other people's problems to the expense that you can no longer have enough room in your cup for your own problems, then your own problems become inconsequential. So instead of saying, how can I do this if I lack confidence? You say, who is hurting that needs help? Shift the focus of pain from yourself to somebody else. Shift the focus from lack of you to lack of somebody else. Because every time I see a client struggling, and I'm a pattern finder, I study and I look for the patterns, because if I can see the patterns, I can build models to replicate the patterns. And if I can replicate the patterns, then I can replicate the results that I want, right? And every single person who comes to me and struggles has the same pattern. They are too focused on their own issues, and they can't see other people's issues. So they'll say, I don't know what digital product to sell. And we shift that to who needs a solution right now that isn't getting one. And when you focus on somebody else, then all of those friction points just melt away. Okay? And you don't have to do it completely. You just have to do enough of it in order for you to move forward in a new way. How does that sound to you? I think that's a good way to wrap tonight. It is 1:13 a.m. I showed up today at 1 p.m. It has been 12 hours straight of doing things to prepare, to be here, and to serve you here today. We have 6,000 people, almost 5,992. If it makes sense, if it feels right, if it resonates with you, we'd love to have you today. JoinIman.com. Let's get started. Regardless, whether you invest or not, we will be here tomorrow. Let's finish up the challenge strong together. Let's see where it takes us. We got an incredible action-packed day tomorrow. We got a little extra special something too that we'll also reveal to you as well. I'll see you there. I'm so grateful to be here with you today. I can't wait to see where we go tomorrow. Talk soon. Bye for now.
We are living through an extraordinary moment in history. We are at a moment here in 2025 where we have
confidence is optional for success, especially initially. But if confidence is a value and you feel that you need to have it, then let's just tap into areas where you've already been confident. What were times in your life that you were confident in? So now we can see that you have the ability to express confidence. How can we bring those parts into the current situation that you face? My favorite example of when clients come to me and say, Jason, I lack confidence completely. And I look them dead in the eye and I say, how confident are you in the statement that you have no confidence? And they're like, what do you mean? So like you're either confident in your assessment, which shows me that you can demonstrate confidence. So let's just point it at the right thing, right? Or if you say, well, I'm not confident in my ability, no matter what, just on your own problem. Spend product shift 2009 on extra special something.
We are living through an extraordinary